Greetings and welcome to yet another Mod of the Month episode, looking at the best mods released from Morrowind each month. And this time around, we're taking a look at the best mods of February 2017. And in total, February saw the release of 56 new mods from Morrowind. But we'll only be taking a look at the top 3 mods here today, as decided by you guys in our online poll. And make no mistake, this was a hotly contested month. We had several mods tie for first and third place. There were a ton of high-quality mods released in February, not to mention a few joke mods. So if we're missing a mod in today's episode, that's simply because the votes were so close when I recorded this episode last week. And anyway, you'll find download links for all the mods shown in the video description below, as well as a link to a new online poll for the best mods of March 2017. So, please do vote. And anyway, let's get started with our mod of the month for February of 2017. Which for this month was MWSE Alchemy Filter by Greatness7. And basically, this is a gameplay mod that makes brewing potions and finding the right ingredients out of presumably hundreds in your inventory a lot easier. Now, when you go into the Alchemy Creation menu, you can use the right control button to bring up a special ingredient filter menu, and you can use this to filter ingredients by effects. So if you want to restore health, or blindness, or feather, or some other attribute, simply select that effect under the filter, and when you go to add an ingredient to your potion, only the ingredients that match that effect, or effects, since you can, I believe, apply multiple filters, will show up, making it much easier to find the ingredients you need. And naturally, you can also clear out filters, and it should be noted that the ingredients that show up when you filter ingredients are limited based on your current alchemy level. So if you're a low alchemy level user, your filter will only match ingredients based on the first and only effect that you know. So you can't cheat to find out what the other 3 effects are for various ingredients. And once you do get your alchemy level up high enough, the filter will work for all the effects that each ingredient has, making it a convenient, balanced, and lore-friendly mod to use if you're a mage looking for, help with brewing all these potions. And it should be noted that it does require the latest MWSE alpha to work though. Now for our second choice for the mod of the month, we have Genderbender By Rot, and I secretly suspect people voted for this mod just for the humour of it. But anyway, this mod essentially changes the gender of every character in the game. All the men are now women, and all the women are now men. And that's it really. That's all this mod does is change the gender of everyone, including main quest characters, which does make for some rather humorous situations to be sure, and you can see some of the changes here by going into the trade house in Cedar, and you should absolutely expect to see a lot of men in skirts, since the mod only changes gender and doesn't change clothing. And needless to say, this doesn't really have any actual gameplay implications. This is a purely cosmetic and something of a joke mod that might be fun to play around with for a bit. It is interesting visiting some rather well-known characters like Duke Drin with this mod installed, or going to the Strand House of Earthly Delights, which is a very different sort of establishment now. Still, whether or not this mod deserves more recognition than some of the other mods released in February is definitely up to debate. I mean, it should be noted that Genderbender hasn't gotten any actual endorsements on the Nexus yet, and I suspect a lot of you voted for it just to, force me to showcase it. But all the same, it does what it says it does, and, it does that well. So if you want to check it out, I'd recommend giving it a try. And finally, for our third pick for the mod of the month this month, we have Correspondences of Morrowind by Cliffworms. And this one won't come as much of a surprise, since it was one of the highest rated new mods on the Nexus in February. And basically what it does is it adds hundreds of new documents, be it notes, letters, sale bills, shopping lists, and numerous other various bits of correspondence to the houses, shops, taverns, and dungeons of Morrowind. And, this really helps add an additional, sense of life to the game world of Morrowind, with lots of extra background details and documents that delve a bit into some of the personal history of the random characters that you meet around Vardenfell. And as someone who really enjoys reading and finding flavor documents like this, I really can't recommend this mod enough. It's very lore-friendly, immersive, and just blends in perfectly with the vanilla game. Some of these documents are just, advertisements for local businesses that you'll find scattered around NPC homes or shops, taverns, and what have you. while others are more detailed journals or notes left by bandits or smugglers in the caves, giving a bit more, humanity to these otherwise wordless villains that you so often slaughter without a second thought. And in any event, this is an excellent addition to your game, and you should definitely, consider giving it a try if you haven't already. And that wraps up today's episode of the Morrowind Mod of the Month. As a reminder, please do vote in the March 2017 poll, and I'll see you all next time with our next batch of mods.